Soundoff back, episode 2 of the 1 year anniversary show. I mean, it may as well be guitar night.
No kidding.
We
Yeah.
got Dustin from Evil Piece. We got Luke Lament, the magician, and Matt Corey, future rock band of the year, future Gibson
Again.
owner. Guys, what's going on here? We're waiting for two more people to come in. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, like this is a really guitar driven group as we wait for Robert Andreas to pop in here. Dustin, thanks for jumping in today, bud.
Hey, we're always willing to jump in short notice.
Yeah, no, that's
all
awesome.
good.
Guys, I reached out to him and said, "Hey, I got some space. You want to jump in?" And I just had Evil Peace on like a month ago. Month? 2 months?
About a month ago.
Yeah, and I was very new to you guys, but obviously listened to release and became a big fan of you guys. You guys are super cool to have on here. One of my favorite episodes of recent and probably of the year, to be honest. It's always cool when you meet someone for kind of like the first time through here. I've never met you in person, but to meet you through here and learn about your music and what you're doing and just how you guys are writing music and just everything you got going on. And then before we go live, we're sitting here talking with Luke about guitars, and you pull out this homemade Jackson here.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff, man.
That guitar. It was a platinum color before too.
Oh, really?
But it was I built that guitar back when eBay was cool. You could buy all sorts of stuff and stuff was cheap, and like I think I paid $100 for the body because some guy like butchered it with primer and didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
So he just sold it for nothing. And then I think I paid a bunch of money for the neck though, because it's a Jackson Professional. So I think I paid like $300.
Yeah.
But the whole guitar was under $1,000 to build, and back like that's a big dollar guitar. Like this isn't their cheap minion.
Yeah. No.
So yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
I stained the body. It's actually red mahogany. I can think it's an ash. I don't think it's older. But I had it painted a medium platinum color. I used automotive paint, and then I got sick of it and wanted to have a wood grain guitar, so I stripped all the paint off and stained it and made it look prettier.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we got Dustin from Evil Piece. We got Luke Lament. Luke, this is your fourth or fifth time on here.
Oh man, has it been that much already? Crazy. Yeah,
it might be.
Yeah,
Luke is my nightlife buddy. Me and him go out to shows.
Yeah, we're the oldest young guys you guys will ever
we're
meet.
The oldest young guys there. We might not stay till the last set, but
we're gonna be there.
Paid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couple bachelors on the town this weekend.
Yes.
Look out, guys. We will be out till 10 o'clock.
We're going to be there. Yeah, till 10.
We're going to be at your shows this weekend.
Maybe we'll try to stretch it to 11 this time, Joel.
Yeah, exactly, eh? Yeah. Luke Clement, my concert going buddy and producer. I mean, you worked with Matt Corey, for God's sakes.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Also, in recent, we won't tell him where, but in recent, my new neighbor, we're on the same street now.
We're on the same street now. Yeah.
There's trouble in town.
Yeah.
We're going to be at every single show on Osborne because we're both like right off Osborne. So it's going to be amazing.
This is going to be a good time now.
Yes, absolutely.
Up next, Matt Corey. Matt, you've had a good year. This is your third or fourth time too.
Yeah, man. I want to say this is third or fourth time, and it's thanks for having me on, dude. It's always a great time to come and geek out.
Me and Matt, for anyone watching and for you two as well, I think it was when I was on the Boneyard, we had a talk. And I think we talked for half an hour before, and then we did the hour, and then we kept talking after as well. We had a long talk. We got into some pretty cool stuff, and that's back when the Pumpkins released their, I guess their latest maybe.
Yeah, man.
And we got talking about Pumpkins and everything.
every time I think, like, I hear the Pumpkins now, I always think of you, man. Like, that new album, that song Eden, man, I swear that song is so badass. Like, if you haven't heard
I know,
it,
right?
so good. You know what? The very first time I heard that song, it was just me. I got up on a Saturday morning kind of thing, and you know, morning coffee, and I thought, hey, I'm gonna try this new Pumpkins album because they have so much music, and to me personally, I find, you know, they've got some bangers, they've got some misses, but I thought, well, let's see what the Pumpkins are doing, you know, today, sort of thing. And it was like my favorite team got the winning touchdown when I heard that first song. Like, I literally got up and cheered. Like, yeah, man, this
awesome.
is so good.
Yeah, it was so good. Recently joining us and making his first appearance on the Peg City Soundoff, minus a time he came and sat with me at a booth in at the A, and I happened to be shooting live. Robert Andreas. Robert, welcome to the Peg City Soundoff.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing? So I'm sorry I'm late, but I was driving home from my gig, and I pulled over on the highway. I'm in the middle of nowhere, just to be able to.
At least you
Swear to
pulled
God,
over.
I'm on the I'm at the 59er right now, and I'm just in the parking lot having a smoke and talking to you guys. How are you
Well,
guys?
there we go.
Man, there's some good people around here. Check this out.
Yeah, I mean,
Matt Corey's here. Hey, brother, how are you?
Matt Corey. We got
How is
Dustin from Evil Peace. Dustin from Evil Peace. I mean, busy band right now. Got lots going on. Luke Clement. You know, Luke's always doing something.
Yes. Nice to meet you, Robert.
That's awesome. Oh,
Robert,
likewise, man. Likewise.
How was your gig? You just got off the stage at Bell's.
Yeah, man. I love that place. I do love it, but you know what? I find it challenging. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm not taking, man. Sorry. I find it I find it challenging when I have a duo, and tonight I played with Bram Avery and myself. When you have a duo in that room, it doesn't sound quite right. You see, and when I bring my trio inside there, or my 4-piece band, it sounds way better. Like, it's just I don't know why. Maybe it's the room and stuff like that. But the gig went good. It was very good. Thanks for asking. Yeah.
Good.
I love that place. Yeah.
You know, it's funny, that place never really gets brought up on here. Maybe I'm the problem because I've never been there. I've heard so many good things about it, though.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it's an awesome place. Like, I've been playing there for quite a while, and I love that place. It's lovely. It is lovely.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the food is great. The food is great.
Yeah. Awesome. So guys, now that we're kind of all here, I think we're waiting on one more. I'm not sure where she is, but I'm sure she's on her way. So guys, it's the 1 year anniversary of this show. It happened a year ago. I actually didn't talk about this part of it on the last episode. 1 year ago today, probably right at this moment, I was talking to a girl from Nashville, and I thought, when I started this show, I'm just gonna go big right off the hop. Talk to a recording artist out of Nashville, you know, whatever. She has 80,000 followers, whatever. I thought, let's just get going, and it was a great talk, fantastic time, great talk with this person. I was a big fan of her, and then my second episode with John Enerson, world-renowned author, who's a phenomenal talk as well. But it kind of dawned on me after a couple. I'm like, I just got to do this Winnipeg thing. That's where I start off with the Boneyard for Matt. I know you were on there, Luke. I think you caught a couple episodes when I met you. But anyway, I really wanted to focus on Winnipeg, and here we are now. Not just Winnipeg, Manitoba, and here we are now. We got 4 local musicians on here as well. You guys are busy. You're tearing up Manitoba. You guys are playing. See all your names coming up. Luke, hearing your name coming up with working with bands and stuff, right? And I mean, you did a song with Matt Corey. You did Out of the Black with Matt Corey. You came off Summer of '69 with Also Ran, and who else was in that one?
Brad Weeb. Yeah, and Tommy White from Full Circle's on there as well. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Then, of course, Out of the Black with Matt Corey, Ledwin, and Evan Chandler.
Yeah, and Dale McIntyre as well. Yeah,
and
McIntyre.
And Dale, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you got your name out there. So, I really want to thank you guys for coming on. there's a list of people that I have coming on tonight, and while I couldn't fit every person I wanted to come on in this 3 hour segment, I'm glad the people that are coming on because you've all had an impact on the Peg City Sound Off in one way or another. And I mean, Dustin, you were just on, as I mentioned. Matt, you've been on a few times. Luke, you've been on. Robert, I met you for the first time in person at at an event that was musicians and friends, and you came
Yeah,
in. Someone spilt water on your guitar,
yeah.
and and
Oh,
then you
ouch.
stuck over. You had a quick chat with me, and then you went up and did a completely, to me, an impromptu set with Matt Dara, who was just on here, and and you just went up there and played a full set of some really good music, and that was really my first time seeing you play in person, and I was absolutely blown away. Just a phenomenal set, and
Oh, thank
it's
you.
kind of like you kind of commanded the. I don't want to say commanded the band, but you kind of did. You turn around, and you guys discuss things, and then boom, it was like you guys had practice right before. It was
Well,
just a.
it's easy, man. It's easy to play with good people, with good
Mhm.
musicians. Like you got these three dudes on your podcast right now, and these guys are amazing. Like I heard of each one of them. I know Matt personally,
Yeah.
but yeah, like it's easy to work when you have people that know what they're doing with their instruments, and they listen, and it was funny because I was following your podcast for since you came out. I was always shaking your page and looking and listening to some interviews because you do some amazing stuff for us musicians, and we want to thank you actually for being around and supporting
Absolutely.
us. Actually, yeah,
That's right. Yep.
Yep.
You nailed it, man.
for us is,
Yeah, Joel.
dude, is like for us just to talk to you. It's awesome. Like we love your content, and we thank you for, because for people like you, that's why we are around, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. It's Yeah, so thank you. But yeah, man, I met you that night. It was fun. It was fun. I put Matt on drums, and he had so much fun with just jamming the whole set.
Yeah.
He was right next to me. He's like, "So you have a drummer?" I'm like, "No, really." It's like, I'm like, "You want to play?" Like, yeah, okay. So what we're doing? I'm like, "Let's do blues one night, man." I don't know, like,
Yeah.
let's play blues. So we did.
It
We
fit
did.
in so good, right? Everything was just it
Yeah.
was great, and I look back on that, and I have a couple of memories from that. I have a memory of meeting Fred, who fronts Prairie Moon, the Neil Young tribute. Um,
Huh?
Meeting you specifically, one of the things was having the lady kick the water over on your guitar. Though, when I thought, oh my god, you got to be kidding me! Not
Yeah, man.
now, not
Yeah, I
now.
was sitting at the table, and this lady actually knocked down two drinks, two beers, and he just soaked on my guitar. And I have the hard, and good thing I had the hard case on, because it was
Yeah, no kidding,
like
eh?
the traveling one. It was like, yeah, I was like, man, it's a custom shop inside this thing. You know what I mean? It's like I was like, a little bit. I'm like, screw it, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Unbelievable. My other memory of that night, and I always think this is just the funniest thing, is I won the 50-50 at the event. And I
Oh,
thought,
did you?
wow, that is amazing. I won the 50-50. I can't claim this because my face is on the poster. So back to charity it went. But I always think of that
Hmm.
as had, I've thought about before. Had I not had my face on that poster, would I have claimed the 50-50, or would I give it to charity? And probably would have given it to charity. I think that's what it was all about that night. But I just found it funny that I walked up there and people were like, oh, when someone calls the 50-50 number, and everyone's, you hear that, oh, through the audience. And then I thought, well, there's no way I'm walking out of here with my face on this poster right now and taking their charity money. So anyway, it was a
And you
great
did.
night. And I appreciate when you told me that you've been a fan of the show, you've been watching the show. I always appreciate meeting people and them saying that. It's like, oh, it's cool. At least I know there's people out there that I would have liked to have on here tonight that I know have commented in as well, and some just don't want to come on. They maybe don't want to have their face on and talking about stuff. But I appreciate all the fans that haven't been on the show that are just watchers. And Eric Easfeld, thank you. Happy anniversary, PCS. Thanks, bud. Missing you tonight. I was hoping I'd have you on here. Eric had some other things
Well,
going on. So
I wanted to add too, on top of what Robert said there, Joel. Like, really, what you're doing, like, for the community, you're really bringing so many people together. Like, I was just gonna say, like, just because of this show and just meeting you, I've met so many other people. So it's like, it's amazing for guys like you to be doing stuff like this, right? It's really connecting a bunch of people together, making new relationships, and yeah, it's awesome. Like any kind of thing like this to get others together. It can be collaborations, it can be playing shows together, be friendships. There's so I've made tons of new friends through what you're doing. So it's amazing to have you doing this for us. So yeah.
I mean, it's cool, and you know, I know Dustin was watching the last episode, and I was talking about it that 90% of the people that have been on the show I have never met in person. Well, I have now, but when people are on the first time, I usually have not met them before, and then I meet them after. Usually it's at a show or something. But my wife commented on the last episode and said I had no friends a year and a half ago. So I thought it was a pretty good dig. But
well, the nice thing too is, you know, I'm sure the other three can attest to it as well, that, you know, as soon as you come onto this podcast, people, your friends, even the followers of our bands are asking you, hey, what's Peg City Soundoff? You know, and then they're checking out your page, and it's traffic on your page, and now these people are coming to watch. And it's the same with your followers, right? They see us on here, you know, how many are going to come from here and go and look at Matt Corey's page and go listen to Matt Corey's music, or Robert Andreas, or, you know, maybe some of them go check out Luke's, you know, services, his producing and mixing, you know.
Yeah.
So it's such a two-way sort of relationship in that sense, right?
I mean, it really is. And I think for me, one thing that really stands out is when I have a band that I don't know, or maybe, you know, my audience has grown. I think I wrote 764 followers. I mean, that's just on Facebook. There's Instagram, there's TikTok, TikTok's just a bunch of bots trying to get me to send them money for boob pictures or something. But anyway,
Joel's in it just for the money, though.
yeah. But one thing that's cool is, one thing I really noticed is someone who's maybe outside of my normal audience that I have on here, or someone new, right? All of a sudden, boom, I'll look at my followers, and my followers will jump overnight by 10, 12, right? And I know that's a fan of the band that was just on. I just had a band called Strange and Unusual on, and they were 16 years old, young guys, and my YouTube followers shot up right after. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But that's one thing I've noticed, that it's cool to see that, right? I mean, 764 followers, it's not a massive number. I take a lot of pride in it, because when I actually go through the follower list, I can actually say that a lot of the people I know in the community I've seen or heard of, right? So it's cool to see that. And then, you know, sometimes you lay out a big post and you get 100 likes on it or whatever, and it's like, okay, so people are paying attention. So not that I'm wanting the attention of this, and I don't do this for personal gain. I do this to help unite a scene, right? And I feel that between me and Thomas, the co-host Thomas, and Ruth Morris, who does a lot of spinning wheels behind the scenes, I think we're all in it for the same thing, to go to shows, to hopefully make shows better, to help grow attendance. And I think that's a big thing coming up in 2026, is we got a couple ideas. We're going to try and boost some attendances. I think we've all been to a show where there's been low attendance, and I'm not saying to our shows specifically, any show, right? I mean, you go to the Albert on a Thursday night. I played the Albert on a Thursday night for the other bands that were there, and our spouses, and it's just a tough one, right? So there's some things coming up next year that we're going to be really focusing on, at least to boost attendance. And one thing I wanted to talk about, because I have you folks in here tonight, I want to talk about boosting attendance, and you know, like I say, we've all probably been to shows where there's been a lower attendance, local music shows. But what are some ideas that maybe you guys could think of that are ways to help boost things? I think for myself, I'll just tell you guys right now, the thing that's coming out next year, there's 4 Peg City Soundoff Presents shows, and each one will have a sponsor, and we're almost going to treat it like a social. You know, there can be some prizes, there's going to be raffles, there's going to be some door things that can happen, right? And we think that maybe treating it like a social is a way to do it, because whenever you have some kind of giveaway, people are willing to come out for the giveaway, right? Not necessarily saying they're not a fan of the band or anything, but it's just, there's been some nights where it's getting hard, whether it's a Thursday night or I've been out on Saturdays and it's a bit lower. So, and I don't want to blame the bands for it, because there's a lot of times I've been where there's bands playing that should have a higher attendance, but it's hard to get people out. It's, money's tight too, right?
Sometimes you get people's followers on whatever, say they come to watch Matt and Corey play, right? Or Robert, whoever, and then they leave right after that set. Like, you'll never stop that, but it's such a hard thing. I know if I pay to go to see a show, I go for the opener and I stay to the headliner. Like,
yeah,
if I'm paying anywhere from $10 to $400 to watch a show, it doesn't matter. I'm paying to watch a show, and I want to watch that whole show, because you never know. I've gone to see Aero Car Model Ford Park Theater and saw their opening band, and I was like, hey, these guys are awesome. And I can't remember if it was Unsilenced or who it was, but we ended up playing a show with them not long after. It was great.
Cool.
So, yeah, you see bands that even locally you might end up having on your bill. So
yeah, and I think like another thing you're saying, Joel, like, we are living in a time right now where like the cost of living is really expensive and money's tight, but it's like that should be initiative because it's cheap to go to a local show, right? It's $10. So I think that's a good opportunity to get more people out, because like I've seen some amazing big, worldwide bands, and I've seen some bands in Winnipeg that are just as good as that, if not better. Like the talent is there. So I think it's good to, like, just tell people, like, like, hey, it's $10. Like, anybody can afford $10 on a Saturday night to go see a show, right? So I feel like more than ever now, it's like, we can, because we're living in tougher times, we might not be able to afford to go to those shows where it's $200 or $300 a ticket. Like, let's go see a bunch of awesome local bands and have a good time for $10, right? So it's I feel like it's a bit of an opportunity to plug that a bit more, right? So
yeah, I mean, it's kind
I
of.
think one of
Oh, go ahead.
I think one of the things that bands often don't understand, I've been a part of this. I've always said that it takes the venue and it takes the band to create an incentive to come to your show. And this is a thing that bands often, me included. I'm definitely somebody who's guilty of this. What do you have that differentiates yourself from everyone else?
yeah.
I heard a quote recently, a good friend of mine, who said that Netflix for a month is like what, $10, right? So, what do you have that's going to, what can you give to people that is going to get them out of the house to want to come and see you? And well, we're a band, we kick ass and all this stuff. It's like, well, no, that's not enough. It is such a big ball of yarn to sort of, we often forget that we need to market these things properly. And I've seen a few bands that are really good at it, and then I've seen some bands that aren't so good at it. And Joel, because of what you do on social media here, like, this is certainly something helps differentiate, from other bands. And by having us on here talking about the shows and stuff gives everybody an incentive to want to come to the show. But what do you have that separates you from the pack? And that's a question that only the individual can answer, sort of thing, right? And I think bands, not everybody, of course, but I've talked to countless bands, especially when I worked at the store, about how, oh man, we used to just play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the place would be packed because we were in a band. That's like, well, dude, that's not how it works anymore, man. It's not 1980 anymore, man.
Yeah.
You see, I had actually, it's funny because you asked that, you asked these questions, because I just played. I better not make the names, but I mean, it's on the poster. But wherever I played at the venue about last week, and I was out of town. and we were staying at a specific hotel, and we were playing the venue. And I noticed that on a Friday night I had a bigger turnout than a Saturday night. And then I'm thinking, the promotion part, which Matt, you were talking about like how you promote it, and what do you have, and what kind of product you are and stuff like that. I think that applies more to when you create an event, like when you put an event together. Like, to give an instance, when I did a Glen Kaiser show in Winnipeg, we had like 400 and plus people showing up and paying 40 something dollars at the door. But the thing is, it was also the agency also spent $2,000 to make that happen. You see,
Hmm.
so it's like need to have capital and all that. But when you play bars, or when you play, like when you go through a booking agency, and you just book your own gigs, or whatever that may be. I'm That's what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing too. Um, $10 they were charging for me, I think $10 or $15 to come in at the door. And I was just talking to my band about this, to Paul McLean and then Ed Hilliard and Brian was talking. I was like, can you like imagine you go to a bar and then you spend $10 to see the act. Then you spend you I mean, you're going to the bar, you're gonna drink, right? So you're gonna Uber. So now you're Ubering $20, $30 one way, $20, $30 down there. There's $100 just flew out of your pocket.
Hmm.
Yep.
And especially at these times, people, it's tight, man. Money's tight, and like the economy is not going so well, and life costs money, lots of money, and people, but they're also more inclined into actually spending $10 to see a good band in Winnipeg, instead of spending maybe 75 or $80 going to, or maybe 150 or even more, $400, like, to go see another band. Maybe they can't afford that.
Hmm.
To me,
Yeah.
I've seen places like, I play the George, and I play George a lot, and I love that place. And it's always been like, I've done events there, and you see, I jump on a Wednesday night and it's packed, and then I did a Saturday night and it was like half the room.
Hmm.
It varies, it varies who plays in town, but no more who plays in town. It's more like what's going on, what are people up to. The season, it's hot out, people wants to go out the cabin, they want to be indoor at,
Yeah.
watching. I just played Bell's Kitchen. I had like probably three-quarter of a room, or maybe half a room, if
Hmm.
we did. But we started off with like 20 people. It was like, you know. So it varies. It varies a lot. But promotional material, man, even when you go on that, it's capital, man. It's capital. And you gotta, and Matt is right. You need to know what you're doing. You need to know how to put yourself out there. See, I don't. I rely on people to do that for me, and I don't because I have no clue about how the social media works. I'm very ignorant to it, to that degree. If I were to manage myself and like just go out there and post Robert Andrea show, I think I'll fail. I'll get canceled. you know
Yeah, I felt like
Yeah,
it
I
was
think
annoying people all year because we were so busy bouncing around the shows, and then
See? Yeah.
we did Peg City Soundoff. We did another interview with Metal Devastation Radio, and then we did another one with Power 97. And so you're kind of like always posting and always posting. I'm like, God, I'm like kind of think I'm annoying the hell out of people here. And then you start checking all of your analytics on, your band accounts and your personal accounts. And you're like, oh, well, in 28 days, you had like, 20,000 views on your accounts. Oh, well, I guess it's kind of worth it. Like what you thought was annoying was actually getting people to click and pay attention and see. Like this is all kind of new to me too. So I still don't like Instagram, but we have way more traffic on Instagram than Facebook for whatever reason.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Well, it's a
Actually, it's
creating a story, though, right? Like this is the thing that I think a lot of artists and bands don't typically realize is that when you're, um, you're a content creator too, and that's the way it is in 2025. If you're an artist or a musician or whatever, and
Yeah.
you're trying to pump, you're a content creator. You have to be. Nobody's gonna give a
Yeah.
shit who you are. If you don't create the story. So, I mean, this is another simple one that a lot of people sometimes they either don't do enough of or they do way too much of it. Where, the thing about playing music is that this is a journey, right? Like it's all about growth and getting to the next step, whatever that is and whatever that look like. Why don't you feel like the fans or the or your followers or your buddies or your family or whatever, why don't you fill them in on what you're doing, you know, and maybe, you know, that interest to actually look you up on Spotify or come to one of your shows or whatever that might be, right? When you create the story as an artist, you're letting people in as to who you actually are, how you do. And some people, you know, in my world anyway, because this is like literally all I do, you know, people don't want to hear me talk about, you know, oh, band stuff. So, you know, I might end up talking about something still related to music, but it could be, you know, a simple one recently was the fact that I changed what guitar picks I use, you know what I mean? Or the fact that I've heard a really good band that I can't remember the name of, or, you know what I mean? Like it's still music, but it doesn't have to be like you're constantly selling something. That's something that I think, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody specifically. I'm just saying that like a lot of bands tend to sort of forget that, like, man, like if you play music, you there's so many different layers to what we do as musicians or artists, whether that's writing or recording or releasing stuff or marketing or bookings or show stuff. Like, man, many little tidbits to me anyway that I find incredibly interesting, you know, that I think I would love to see more bands within Manitoba talk about more, because I just find it fascinating. And it's not the same old like, hey, come to our show on Friday, it's gonna be killer, huge gig. Like, oh, shut up, like nobody cares about that, man. They want to hear, you know, more details in terms of who you are, so they know who you are, so they know who they're going to see, right? Gone are the days of the mysterious sort of rock star, right? And that's all because of social media and all that. But anyway, I digress.
Awesome, guys. I kind of want to go
coming down the line here. I'm going to be doing a bit of a studio thing, because like I know you, Matt, you do a lot of your own recording at home, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have a whole home studio, and our whole thing is tracked here, mixed outside here. But you know, I get asked a lot at shows. They're like, "How did you get that to sound like that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's a good mix engineer. That's not me." But I mean, it does start with good tracks. Like, you can't just turn, you know, chicken shit in a chicken salad that easily. But so,
yeah, I was gonna plug that and say, like, you know, you can't, you know, because, you know, I've been doing this for a while now too, and it's you know, the recording is 80% of it. So if the recording sucks, the mix is gonna suck. So that's a big part of it, right? Like, I think that's a big misconception. People think, like, they think the mixing is where all the magic is, because that's how I used to think, right? But it's actually the tracking is, the mixing is just the icing on the top of the cake, right? So that's the way the amazing. Yeah. And the amazing thing about now is that bands can track themselves now. Like, with technology now, it's so easy to do, right? So like, in that sense, it's kind of easier to get your stuff out there than it used to be. Like, before, you know, back in the day, like, I remember watching the the documentary on Queen. Like, they had to sell their van to go record, you know, because it was so expensive, right? So like, now it's like, you know, you buy like a cheap whatever $300 interface and a couple of mics, and if you kind of know what you're doing, you can get some pretty decent sounding tracks, right? So in that sense, it's pretty amazing. Like, I think that's why so much music is getting released constantly all the time, because of how much easier it is, right? So
yeah. Luke, you're actually the one that pointed that out to me after my band did a recording, and you said those exact words to me. You said how important the original recording is to it, right? And that's, I guess that's a misconception, and one that I had. I thought we can go in and just whatever, and someone's gonna spray some pixie dust on this, and we're gonna sound amazing, right? And then but I mean, you're the one who said it, right? So yeah. I
mean, like, it's like,
we'll have to work together in the future.
Well, boys, I mean, I gotta. I'm sorry for interrupting. I gotta let you guys go. It's getting dark out here. I'm
you bet, bud.
My wife is still waiting at home for me. But love you all, dude. I'm gonna go home and replay this and listen to your stories. Keep
Okay.
it up, man. Keep it up. And
Thank you,
amazing
Robert.
work what you're doing.
Great.
Nice to
And
meet you.
all of you, man. I hope to meet you guys and jam together and do something. You know, that'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So, all right. You guys take care. All right.
Okay,
Bye
thanks,
for now.
Robert.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you,
See
guys.
ya. Be safe. Poor guy on the
Yeah,
side
like-
of the road.
I've been watching the sunlight go down in his glass for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Just
Poor
been
guy.
getting darker and darker.
Guys, I kind of wanted to go around. I was hoping Robert to be here for this. I just kind of want to go around and, it feels like it's the end of the year in a sense to me, but it's a 1 year for me. But in a sense, it feels like New Year's Eve because I keep talking about the new year coming up. But I mean, I am gonna drop a fucking bomb tomorrow. So anyway,
Nice.
but we'll see that tomorrow. But guys, I kind of want to go around and just give you guys the floor. Tell me about your last. Tell me about the last year. What it's meant to you. What it's meant to your music, and kind of what's coming out for you. Just start with Dustin, top corner.
It's been busy. This has been the least amount of shows. So this first, 3/4 of the year through 2025, we did 5 shows. So we did 4 at Side Stage, and then we did 1 at the 40 in Brandon. And Brandon was awesome. We had such a blast. None of us had ever played there, and Brandon was great to us. And then the ones at Side Stage have been good. But I think next year is going to be loaded with probably less shows and maybe a bit bigger production, I guess would be the best way to put that. But you look at the tail end of 2024, we've done, I think, 8 shows, 7 or 8 shows in 2024. And it was busy. And every time we turned around, it was wanting to record and never got around to it. Because when you're playing shows, it's tough because you're setting up the drum kit, tearing it down. And like, it's too much, Now we're done. Like, we played our last show last weekend. That's it. We're recording now, and you got to pump the brakes and stop it, or you'll never get it done. We have our 2 singles out, which are, on Spotify and Apple and everything. And then we have 1 more that's in the midst of tracking, and then 5 more after that. So the hopes is to finish tracking everything and then release it for mixing as it's available. Because, as everybody in this room knows, none of that happens for free. And
looking forward to it, Dustin. I mean, like I said at the start there, you were a very good newly discovered band for me, and I really like what I've heard, and just the 4 of you were a fantastic talk. I mean, I became a fan, even if I didn't hear music. I became a fan of you.
Well, and it's funny
through
because
that, so
like, I've played music with my drummer Mike since like 05, so the better part of 20 years. And we had a band previously in like 2009 through 2011, and then we didn't play at all for 7 years. And then I just was one day, I was like, God, I got to do that again. Like, I missed playing so much, right? And I tried playing with other drummers and other musicians, and there just wasn't that click that you get when you get in a room with a drummer and it just works. That's me and Mike, right? And I felt the same thing when Mike, our singer, there's too many Mikes, but when he joined, it was the same thing. You listen to this guy sing and you're like, I need that guy in this band, and I don't care. Like, he has to sing for us.
Yeah.
And, when we got Ben, we were talking about that. I think it was in the other podcast when we were talking about musicians. Oh, no, actually, that was this one, because Robert was the one mentioning it. You get into a room and these guys can just play. That's Ben. Like, I don't show him anything. He just grabs it. And it's like, it's so refreshing. It takes so much off. Anybody in this room that plays guitar and bass and is, multi-instrument, when you don't have to teach that person how to play, it takes so much off your plate. Because then you're just like, go with it. Do what you want. You might have a, hey, can you switch this or whatever? But being able to go through a jam and just rock a couple of songs that are new, off the cuff, off the floor, and not have to worry, it's just phenomenal. So
absolutely.
bit of a plug for my guys.
There you go. That's where we're at. Luke, how's the last year been for you and your dog?
Oh man,
Your
I'm just
dog's
trying
laying
to
on
keep
the
it.
floor back there.
Yeah, I know, because he like goes upstairs and he barks like a little brat, so I always have to. Yeah, no, it's been great, man. Like I've met so much awesome people. Got to collab with awesome guitar players like Matt, guys that are way better than I am. So it's yeah,
deadly.
it's yeah. So instead of trying to spend an hour, just send it to Matt. He'll give you something great in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was so much fun.
yeah, so it's just like, yeah, it's been awesome to just meet new people and do some projects together, and hopefully there'll be some more on the way, and just going to stuff with you, and yeah, it's just exciting. Every time I go to a new show, I find a new band that I haven't heard of that are just kick ass. So it's fun. Yeah, I'm very fortunate to have met everybody, and it's awesome that Winnipeg has this much music. Like Terry was saying, like, I mean, I haven't been all over the place, but I've heard this from multiple people. I know Riley Saunders was saying he's traveled a lot, and he was saying the same thing. How like they're just not a scene like out here. So it's awesome. Like I said, I'm not rich. I'm a guitar teacher. I don't make a ton of money. I love what I do, but I can afford to go to a show every weekend. It doesn't break the bank, and it's so to me, I much rather do that than, I mean, I'd love to go see one of my heroes, and I'd spend the money, but it's awesome to be able to go out pretty much every weekend for $10 or $20 and see some awesome music. So yeah,
for sure. Yeah, Luke. Yeah, I've had a great time with you going to shows this year, and heading home early, and and I probably speak for my wife. Keep bringing Jen around, because I think my wife goes to more shows now in hopes that she'll see Jen. So
yeah, like same with her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's always
absolutely.
always good if it works out that way. So,
and they keep you in line with the 1 in 1 out rule, right? So with the guitars,
yeah, that 1 in 1 out guitar rule, guys, you guys, Dustin and Matt, you might not know the story, but I sold my Les Paul Studio to the guitarist from Harlequin the other day, and he's actually going to use it because he's part of the Jets, the Mach 10 group at the Jets games. He's actually going to turn into the guitar for the Jets games, right? So anyway, I have a 1 in 1 out rule where guitars, if one comes in, one has to go. But I'm at this point where I don't want to let anything go because everything's either discontinued or rare, right? But so now I'm building this guitar. So yeah, my 1 in 1 out rule. I don't know. I might have to get another. I might have to get another
one shot, right? Like
what's that?
Works. Well, if you build it, it's piece by piece. Yeah. So it's not like you're going and spending $3,000 on a guitar. If you go and spend a couple $100 on pickups and a neck, like you're doing it, that's not a whole guitar purchase in one.
No. So Chloe, if you're hearing this, Dustin has the he has cracked the code.
I think based on Matt's background, he doesn't have the 1 in 1 out rule because he's already got that 3 in the background there. So.
Yeah, man.
These ones are the ones I don't even use, man. Same with that one.
You got a room full of those too, eh? So do I.
Wait, we can use the excuse that we don't use it.
Okay, we need to introduce Matt's girlfriend to our girlfriends so she can convince them that we can keep all our guitars.
Wonderful, very incredibly patient girlfriend. That is for sure.
Matt, can you? Is it Beth? Can you get her to message my wife and they'll talk it through. Tell her to bring up the I don't use it method.
And that's love because she doesn't have to be there. She chooses to. My wife is kind of stuck with me.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
I come home with a new guitar. It's
there you go. Hey, you got a mug. Matt, tell me about your Matt, you've released a new song. I mean, I've got to know you. I think we played a show together, us and Ledwin. Yeah, tell me about your last year, man. I love watching you play. I love your content, everything you're doing.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. This year has been an interesting because when I compare last year to this year, we had gone through some lineup changes, and when you're sort of solo artist, you know, it's a tough sell, man. Hey, I'm playing my band. What's your band called? Well, it's called Matt Corey. And it's like, oh, who does this guy think he is, kind of thing, you know? But luckily, in the last year, I have had, and no disrespect to the other guys, I've had the best band that I've ever had. And that point about, you know, being able to play on stage and just, you know, you're playing with guys that know what they're doing, you know, and you can relax, you know, that's what I've been able to experience this year. And that's not a knock to the other people. I'm incredibly grateful to everybody taking the time and the effort to come and, you know, play in the band and stuff. I really, really, really appreciate that. But what actually ended up happening was we brought in a new guitar player. His name was Dane Neufeld, and he was with us for about 4 months. And we recorded an album together, and we played a handful of festival dates as well as a bunch of bar gigs and stuff like that. And honestly, it was the best, you know, moments I've ever had. And now the thing that makes this like special is that with all of the things I've ever done, I've always done them myself, more or less. You know, I've got a few producer that I work with, and I have a mixing engineer that I work with who I've worked with on almost everything I've ever done. But maybe this makes me sound like a, you know, selfish or whatever, but I've always recorded everything myself. The bass, we've done the drums and stuff like that. And this time around, for the album, I wanted it to be a band effort. And so basically, I kind of let the guys go nuts and say, okay, just do as long as it serves the song and it's not like, you know, away from anything else, then perfect, you know. So in this last year, I mean, a lot of it you said this to the guys in the band, is that it feels like a transition period, you know, going from and I mean the hope is to go from here to here, right? The quality of the music, letting fresh minds come in and put their spin on my music, sort of thing. And that, I mean, I and again, I don't mean to sound like a jerk or anything, but it's like I trust these guys. I know that they're going to serve the music and not get in the way of delivering a good song. You know, that can be a thing when you're a musician, is that you know, sometimes you just got to step out of your own way and let the music sort of be what it's meant to be, even if it's too hard to play at one point in time. Well, work that solo out till you get it, kind of thing, you know. So yeah, you know, with and now what had happened with Dane, our player, he moved away to Calgary. So I'm very heartbroken by it, and I've been auditioning and I have a really, really good feeling that we found the guy, and I'm going to be meeting up with him in a few days, and we're going to start jamming out some of the songs and stuff and see what happens from there. The cool thing is that, I mean, we were nominated for Rock Band of the Year for the Loud Music Awards, and the really cool thing about that is that this band 100% has, you know, and I'm not saying I'm any better. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, like, effort, the focus, the attention to detail into the music that has really sort of rejuvenated my love for creating music. Because as we all know, with weird, crazy music people, it goes like this, you know, or and you know, I'm just so glad to be, you know, although it's my name, you know, this is a band effort now, and you know, our drummer Craig Metric, man, like that guy, he lights a fire under my ass. I appreciate it every single time it happens, you know. So it's you know, this year, like I said, the album is not going to be out until next year. But you know, we've been dropping singles, like, you know, Dust is a single that I released earlier this year with some slide guitar type stuff in it, and Die on This Hill, which I put out at the end of July or mid-July, from the album as well. I'll say one more thing about the album.
No.
Really cool about this album is that to me, with the last release, EP release, like Let's Go Downtown, it was a little different. I feel people were kind of expecting, it was a little on the lighter side. It wasn't as serious, it was just kind of goofy bar songs, you know what I mean? And that's what I set out to do, that's what my whole goal was. But it didn't really resonate with people. And so I made the decision that with this album, it is going to be unapologetically me. So a bunch of instrumental tunes on it because I love that music. I feel it speaks to me more than vocals do most of the time. I mean, again, that's just me, whatever. But I truly believe that this album is more like close to what I've always wanted to do, when it comes to creating and releasing music. And I have, the guys in the band, the producer, the engineer, all to thank for this because they hear the music and they said, okay, let's run with this. Let's turn this into something bigger. Let's lean into those things that make you you, and let's push as far as we can go, kind of things. So I'm just sitting here anxiously waiting for these new tracks, man. I'm gonna receive half of any damn day now. And it's like, come on, hurry up.
Awesome.
Excited.
Looking forward to everything coming out, Matt, and looking forward to seeing you play again too. So yeah.
It's been a while,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Like played in a while, We played Rib in Winnipeg with
Great.
November, and man, they were awesome. I'd love to do more shows with them. And,
they're good.
But yeah,
they're
no,
good
man,
band.
I want to get back into Winnipeg. It's been a minute.
Well, we'll get you back in.
Deal.
There's something coming up. We'll get you back in. Right on, guys. Great chat with you tonight. I'm gonna wrap it up there for episode 2. Yeah, it's a great chat. I always like those ones where you just kind of riff about music and different things that some people don't, right? So awesome. Dustin, thanks for being involved in episode 1 in the chat comments.
Hey.
Looks like you were lining something up with Matt Dara.
Yeah. Well, we played with On the Fly, not last year, the year before, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, nothing's ever worked time-wise for Ash and the Arsonists. But it would be nice to make something work. I know Matt and I have spoke about trying to line something up, and unless it's, a good date in Brandon or whatever, we're always down for that, but 2026.
Yeah.
So
move to next year.
Yeah.
This year's done.
No, I gotta put my foot down on that, or otherwise nothing will ever
Yeah, exactly.
We'll make it happen.
Right on. Luke, always good chatting with you. I'll
Absolutely.
I'll see you Friday night.
Yeah.
I'll shoot you a message tomorrow morning. I gotta go over details with you about Friday.
Sure. Sounds good.
I gotta
We're gonna
plan
plan
maybe you should come over.
all our craziness.
Yeah,
we're gonna play.
Yeah, guys, I don't know if you were on there, but me and Luke are single bachelors this weekend. So we're gonna
don't tell the girlfriends.
No, we're gonna get in trouble up until 10 p.m.
Yeah.
There's like half of the hangover, except nobody gets drunk or goes missing.
Yeah, exactly. Right on, guys.
But just want to congratulate you.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a hell of a year for you. You've had nothing but talent grace this podcast. You've had big names. You've had everybody from start to finish. I think you've pretty much tackled all of Winnipeg and surrounding areas.
They're all big names to me.
Yeah.
And that's the honest truth of it. It doesn't matter if you're Ariel Posen or if you're Strange and Unusual, who were 16-year-olds that were on the other night. I've had some of my best chats with the ones I absolutely knew nothing about. And that's just the cool thing about it, right? Is how one thing leads to another. And like I said, Dustin, talking with you guys, I really wasn't familiar with you at all, but we had a couple chats and let's get you on. And I learned so much about your band and, in the 45 minutes we had on there. So
yeah. But that's the beautiful thing, right? Like, it doesn't matter who's on your show. You treat them all the same. treat that guy better because he's that guy or that girl or whatever, right? Off the street or well known, you give everybody the same respect, and that's an honorable thing, man. So
yeah, you got it. So
Keep
right on,
doing what
guys.
you do. Keep doing what
Thanks,
you do,
buddy.
man.
Yes, man.
We'll chat with you guys later. Thanks for jumping on.
Always a pleasure,
Okay,
man.
guys.
Okay.
Yeah, good talking to you guys. Take care.
Thanks.
All right, peace.